Well, here we are at Yukan, everybody. Made it here in one piece. Bit of traffic along the way, also some roadworks holding us up. So I've actually unhooked the float here, and now I've got to get the dolly off and put it under the float after I move the pin, king pin that is. It's relocatable, so I've got to drop that out, put it in the front hole, and then get this off, hook it all up, widen it out, and then load the SLM, which is parked over around the other side of those containers over there. So here we go, got the dolly off the float and just got to put it under, but as I just mentioned a moment ago, this trailer, this float, like a lot of floats, has a 2-position or even 3-position. Some of them are kingpin. You can see the pin back there in the back position, but to put the dolly under I've got to put it into the front position, so I'm going to have to climb up, pull the pin out and just drop it into the front hole. Now some floats, like Steve's deck widener, you have to actually unbolt it. But because we pull this one out quite often, it's easy. All you do is just grab the handle and lift your pin out. So there's the king pin. Walk up to the front hole, up here in the gooseneck. Now this one's actually got a slot where you've got to lock it in to position. So before I drop it, I'll just turn it around to the lock position, drop it in and then spin it, and that's it. It's locked, it can't be pushed out now. So we'll back her under. And we're all hooked up. As you can see, this float, like all of Steve's gear, is fitted with a auto greaser, Groneveld, and we've actually got a line that feeds from the float into the dolly, and we'll grease all the dolly as well. So we've got the lights, the two air lines and the Groeneveld grease line to hook up, and that's it. Lift the legs and we can widen her. Right, so I'm going to lift the ramps up a little bit, lift the suspension, put the stand underneath the back here, and then we're going to widen the float out to 3.4 metres wide. So I'll just start the motor up and jack her up first. Right, ramps up. Just a little bit. That'll do. Right, suspension up. So what I've got to do here now is lift the suspension up high enough, the body of the float up high enough, that I can get a stand underneath it. And then I'm going to lower it down onto the stand, which will take a lot of the weight off the two axles that are on the ground. So when I widen it and the tyres are dragging on the dirt, it doesn't put too much force on the wheel bearings or on the tyres. So that's the main reason for jacking it up. And now that I've jacked it up, I should have also taken the weight off the timbers under the legs. So I'll pull those out and lift the landing legs, and then we can drop the suspension back down and widen this trailer out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just lower the suspension till it sits on the stands and it takes all the weight, and then we'll start this motor up and widen this sucker. And to do that, you can't widen it when you're standing beside it because it'll crush you or squash you as it moves out. So you go in between the ramps here, unlock the lock, and then commence to widen the trailer using the hydraulics here. And as you can see here, the main chassis of the trailer is staying in the centre with the stand, and the outside of the trailer with the axles is moving out. So we're going to widen this sucker from 2.5 to 3.4 just to keep it inside the 3.5 limit. But then the overhang on the machine's 3.8, so I need an escort anyway, so my pilot will be here about 4:30. Roger, a new bloke who I've never used before from Mackay, is coming to escort me up to Mount Aberdeen. So yeah, hopefully I'll have the machine on and half chained on for him by the time he gets here. So once we're almost in position, put the lock in, then we just continue until it locks in automatically, which you'll hear by a big bang. Front will lock in a minute. There we go. And then all we do is the same on this side. So there we go, at long fucking last. Finally got it loaded and chained down and ready to rock and roll. Well, good morning everybody, how you doing? Here we are heading off again. Had a really good night's sleep, so I'm nice and refreshed, and heading off to Mount Aberdeen today. Left at 6 o'clock this morning from Coningsby. It was only about 10 minutes off to go, not even that, probably about 5 minutes ago. And yeah, Roger's up there in front, and we're gonna get to Mount Aberdeen and unload today, and hopefully have no more troubles. Nice little bit of fun. We're about to hit a hill, then we'll be slowing down. Just pulled up here at the Delta to check a chain and tie a flag on. Look at the old superliner here, all fully done up. New paint job, fucking beautiful looking old machine. Well, that's it everybody. There's the SLM sitting up on top of the hill there, signed, sealed and delivered. All I got to do now is back out of here with the dolly and float on, which isn't exactly easy. Double articulation, dolly gets away on you really quick, and the float's about 56 foot long, so I'm going to have to try and do a 3-point turn in the bush here somehow, so this should be good. Might be here for a while, let's see how we go. Okay, let's do it. Let's see if we can get around here. Okay, so here's the tricky part. A 56-foot float with the dolly plus a long truck. I've just backed up into the bush off that road there, but where I've got to go is back up that road there, which is on about a almost directly beside me. So I've got to somehow swing out here and do a U-turn out that way and back up there without damaging anything, without locking up the bloody dolly or screwing anything up. So we'll just see how we can go. Basically, I'm hoping if I can get out wide enough, even if I've got to basically jackknife the float to get it around, I'm hoping I'll be able to get around here without getting stuck or having a back up again, because if I try and back now, I will jackknife and I won't be able to get out. So it's going to be pretty tricky, because that's the road back there behind me where I've got to go, and it's going to be pretty tight. I'll be able to see the float out the passenger side window in a minute. I got her on full lock, it's as tight as I can go, so, and there we go, there's the float there. Look at her just screwing it around, but it's the only way I can get around here. Haven't hit anything, so that's the main thing. Rightio, we got it, you beauty. Let's get out of here and go home.